Hello everybody, I have a really fun video for you guys today. We're going to be talking about Soho ID. So this is a Forex forum website, a lot like Forex Factory. And it's a place where you can upload your strategies, information, expert advisors, with the hope that the community can help improve them. Today I'm going to be focusing on EA Breeze, and this EA is able to, at least in testing, to turn $100 into 800,000 in about a year's time. So I'm going to be breaking that down to see if that's possible in real trading because, testing results obviously can be very different than real live trading results. So before I do that, let's go into an update on my trading strategy. So this is an expert advisor that I had created for me and off of my ideas. And it's been going very well. And I'm going to be showing you an update on some of the trades that I've made. So just recently, my last video, if you haven't seen it, I recommend checking it out. I took a short position with the trend on the pound Canadian dollar, so pushing down. And I did mention that because of the positioning of this trade, which was actually pretty good because you see the bottom of the channel here, and then the pullback on the upside, and then the entry. So this is a pretty good place to take a position with the trend back down. So you have the price that moves down, hits a bottom area out right here, hits a support area, bounces off the support, and we want to enter on the pullback, on the near the top of the pullback in the hopes that it will continue back down with the trend. And that's what my expert advisor was looking for. You can see previously it took buy trades countering the trend. So it's a multifaceted EA that takes counter trend and trend trades. All right, so this entry, well, you can see that it didn't really work out that well. And I mentioned in my last video that the potential for a larger pullback was possible here, especially since it pushed so far down that the farther that it continues to push in one direction, the more likely it is to have a substantial pullback. And right here, well, that could have been a decent pullback. That's where my entry was, but it was more than likely to extend even further than that because of how much it's actually pushed down. So in this case, it did extend, but I was able to get out with profit. So one trade here. Let me zoom in just a bit so you can see. And the trade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I had 6 trades here, and they all were going against or looking for that trend to continue back down. Eventually it did, and I was able to close out all trades and profit for about 50 pips profit there. It did extend further, but my strategy is taking only 50 pips. I don't trail my stops. I look for a set amount of pip profit, and that's my goal. Okay, so we also had some trades against the trend. So this is a counter trend trade, trades on the Aussie CAD, and you can see that the trend, oops, has been down for quite some time. I took counter trend trades here and counter trend trades there, and the entries were based on a inside candle, two bar inside candle setup, bearish candle followed by a bullish inside entry, and the entry didn't really work out so well, and I entered 4 trades in 5 trades here, and the 5th trade was the last one before a substantial pullback that happened pretty much just in one candle with the nice price action that we had today. Okay, so no open trades, everything's closed out, decent profit for today, and I'm very happy with that. All right, so let's get back into EA Breeze. So this is what the expert advisor looks like in testing. And you can see that this is $100 turned in, so 98, well, they had a small loss there. 98 turned into, well, it's at about 7,333,000 at this point. All right, so how realistic is that? And that's what we're going to be trying to figure out. Because, I mean, if this was real, everybody would be using it, right? And I implore you to experiment with it yourself to see if you can find decent settings that actually work. So how does this expert advisor actually work at trade? What is it based on? Well, it's actually based on volume and volatility. So when price moves very quickly in one direction, so in this case it's moving down, right? The expert advisor looks to take buy trades if it's pushing down. So it wants this. It's looking for this in price within this candle that you see here. Push down, entry, slight push up, profit, push down, entry, push back up, profit, push back down, entry, and so on and so forth. And it looks for that within this candle. And it's based on the volatility, so how fast price is moving within a span of time. So if price moves 10 pips in a matter of 1 to 2 seconds, the strength meter that you see up here is going to increase. And once it hits 100%, then it's going to enter trades. Now, if it's pushing down, it's going to enter buy trades once it reaches 100%. And if it's pushing up, it's going to enter sell trades. Okay? So you can see how many entries were taken because of the volatility within this candle. And there is a lot of problems that can happen when price is moving very quickly and you have an expert advisor or a strategy that is taking 0.1 all the way up to 0.5 pips profit. Now I did a little bit of testing on my own, and you can see my trades here with at lower risk. Remember, this is a Bitcoin account, so these are not. This isn't $100 or $300. It's Bitcoin, so it's much less than that. This is probably $3 loss here. This is probably $1.60 around. Maybe this is 20. So 20 pips loss here. 1 pip profit, -1, 0, 0, 0.3. So you can see that these trades are entered and exited very quickly. 17 seconds, 2 seconds, 56, 1 minute, 6 seconds. And the faster that you're enter and exit the market, the more complications that you can have with a broker. This is a very broker-dependent expert advisor, which is kind of annoying because that means that if one person is using it at IC markets and another person is using it at FX Choice, they're going to get widely different results from those two brokers. And it depends a lot on the spread, the commission, how fast the execution is. That all matters for making this expert advisor profitable. And because we don't have all those things in testing, there are ways to get a variable spread, but it's hard to account for commission when it comes to something that enters and exits the market so quickly. So I have a spread going here on this test. It's running on the Euro US dollar. It's a every tick test, so this is 90% accurate of what you could expect with the actual entries. But still, we can't account for the slippage. We can't account for the commission and the spread. The spread is at 0.5 pips, and that's a set amount. But as you know, the spread is constantly changing all the time. And when we have volatility that's happening like this within a candle, the spread a lot of times can increase when something's happening like that. And so that's another factor that we can't really consider in testing. So yes, it looks amazing on paper, but the results in live trading are a bit difficult to really figure out. And now I have one person that I found off the page that I showed you that put up a my FX book. And you can see that it's going pretty well. It's been tested since April 24th, 2018, so not very long, but it also has a 14% gain, which is very, very good. It's a $114 account. It's being used at Tickmill, 500 to 1 leverage. It is a real account, but it is really very small. That gives us an idea that, at least at this broker, it seems to be working fairly well. This is the only real testing, forward testing account that I've been able to see at any tracking website so far. So if you find any more, please post on this YouTube video in the comments or something like that, so we can compare results. All right, so looking great on paper, and I'm actually decided that because there's potential here. There's potential for a profitable expert advisor here, that I'm going to be further testing it on Euro US dollar. Now I've adjusted some of the settings, and for example, the expert advisor has a 20 pip stop loss. on trades, which well actually was hit quite a bit in my testing on at least on the pound US dollar today. But that was also because of the interest rate change that happened that caused a lot of volatility. So I don't know if that's something that the expert advisor doesn't like, is big news events like that, but you know it is based on volatility, and that's what it looks for. So it seems like it would like those kind of scenarios. But it did have multiple 20 pip losses. So in this case, it had three that happened, and you know, not great. It actually lost a decent portion. Well, not a decent portion, but when it comes to pips, it lost quite a few in relation to how much it was actually making. So I recommend use this expert advisor at your own risk and discretion, because it may not be as good as it tests, and you know, because of all the things I just mentioned. And a lot of people don't take those things into consideration. When they see this, you probably maybe even stopped watching my video that right now because you're too busy trying to test this EA and try to find the best settings yourself, um, which I might be doing anyway. But you should keep in mind that, you know, demo testing. So let's say, for example, you are wanting to move past back tests and you want to go into a forward test. Well, you don't want to do real money, so you do demo. But also keep in mind that demo accounts still will be different than a live account, especially with an expert advisor like this. So you can't really trust what you're seeing either in demo or backtest. I recommend doing a small account, like this person here, and with $100 or something like that, and give it a shot. I mean, if you got $100 to burn, it might be fun seeing if you could turn $100 into 100,000 or 800,000 in a year. Or if you have a larger account, make sure just to run this at 0.01 lots or something like that. So something very, very low, at least until you get more comfortable with it and to see if it actually runs at your broker. Still, I wanted to give you guys this information so you can, you know, start testing and figuring out how to work expert advisors, understanding how you know, the market works and how price and volume and volatility can play an effect on a scalping system like this. And so that's why I'm bringing it to you guys to, you know, give you something fun to do and also something maybe that could show some value. But it does help you in educating yourself in this kind of trading. So I think that's it for this video today. And I hope that I can maybe give you more settings, potential profitable settings. And I am testing it on this account and looking to see if it can show me any profitability in the the rest of this week at least to see how it does. I'm testing it on very, very low risk, the minimum risk that's possible, just to make sure that I don't want this thing to blow my account. So, but I don't have a lot of confidence in it being profitable in the longer term, just because of all of the potential problems that I've mentioned in this video when it comes to real live Forex trading. Thanks guys for watching. Catch you in the next video.